Going on? Dan Ziccardi here, owner of Moxie Boot Camps, just for those of you that actually don't know who I am. Today, actually, what I'm talking about is something I put in my last newsletter, which is basically I just incorporated some grocery tips to help with, reduce a lot of the problems that you get when you go grocery shopping, whether it's like just choosing bad, food items or having to wait in the lines too long. Like everything actually affects in some way or another the kind of food that you're going to end up getting out of it anyways. So here's a couple of tips. I actually listed 8 of them. I'll run through them just quickly, nothing too long, just to give you a decent idea. And hopefully next time you go to the grocery store, you can kind of just remember these as well. So the first thing that I actually mentioned was just avoiding rush hour in general. Pretty much what that's going to do is just kind of reduce the amount of time that you spend in lines. I find even for myself, if you're sitting in the line for a while waiting to pay for your food, you end up kind of glancing around at the other stuff around you, whether it's chocolate bars or whatever, and most of the time they keep the cheapest, most garbage at the front, just for you to check whether it's pop. You'll notice that at the lines there's a lot of, small fridges with pop in them, or chocolate bars just lined up everywhere on sale. So if you can avoid rush hour at all, I know that some people can only go during certain times of the day, but if you can avoid it, avoid it. It's only going to help you in the end anyway. All right. The second thing that I actually listed was checking out the cheap aisles. Now, I don't know why, but usually it's in the middle of the grocery store, but a lot of people end up avoiding these actual aisles. I don't know why they do. For the most part, I think it's because, even though the cheapest items are in these aisles, whether it's beans, stuff like that, but you'll notice that a lot of these things basically have the most nutrients in them, but are the cheapest, and most people avoid them. Most people don't even walk down the bean aisle. I never did until I actually started getting into, nutritional food and items in that sense either. So make sure you actually check out these aisles, at least walk down them. And if you see anything that you find interesting, then you can go from there. But give it at least a walk down. The third thing that I was suggesting is that you always buy your healthy items, which you should be buying all healthy anyway, but you should be buying your items in bulk. Okay, now the reason for that is obviously because usually if you buy things in bulk, you're going to get a discount or a small savings here and there, if anything, but that ends up helping your wallet in the long run. And just to let you know, even for myself, if you buy in bulk, you have it in your fridge, in your cupboards already. So when you are scrounging for a last minute healthy meal, you're not kind of resorting to what's in your cupboards. You already have some extra stuff that you bought in bulk that's going to actually save your day in that sense, or your meal in that sense. The fourth thing I talked about was going to the store with a list. Okay, now make a list before you go. Keep that list on you when you go. And while you're in the grocery store, try your best to just check off those items, see what you need, and kind of just go by what you wrote down and what your best intentions were when you actually wrote that list. So not only does it save you a lot of time when it's in there, but it saves you a lot of unnecessary items that you were going to buy in the first place. So it keeps you organized, keeps you from wasting a lot of time in there, and you get everything done in one shot and you're in and out. So read the ingredients. That was the fifth thing that I talked about. So I just wrote a quick tip on that. If you read the nutritional info, that's great. You see the amount of carbs, proteins, sugars in it, which is huge. But a lot of people they don't take a second to glance at the ingredients underneath that. That's a huge deal because you'll get to see a lot of the garbage that they add into it if they do. So you'll notice that the less ingredients listed, the better. The reason for that is just because it's easily not made up of a lot of garbage, right? So pretty much it's clean of a lot of the garbage that they added, or a lot of the added stuff that they usually add in there. And you can see right away, the less ingredients, the better, the more wholesome the food, and you don't have to worry about it. So the sixth thing I talked about is that if there's no nutritional label on the food, so fruits, veggies, stuff like this, then obviously it's the most healthiest thing for you because it is what it is. An egg is an egg. A banana is a banana. Fruits are fruit. Like, you don't see nutritional labels on these stating how much bananas in a banana. Like, it is what it is, right? So if you can buy main food items that don't have nutritional lists on them or nutritional labels on them, then the better. The seventh thing I talked about was fiber. Most people don't actually even take the time to check how much fiber is in their food. A lot of people don't even realize the importance of having fiber in general. It's almost like water, you know. Most of your body's made up of water. The more water you take in, the easier everything happens. Same thing with fiber. The more fiber you can take in on a daily basis, I've even bought Metamucil and added that into my stuff because, you know, you realize after a while when you've been in the fitness field or health field, when you start reading up on a lot of stuff that says, you know, incorporate a lot of fiber in your diet, try and make sure you're getting a lot of fiber from your diet. And, you know, it's the reason for this is because the more fiber you have, the more regular you are, the more your body can break down nutrients, and everything kind of works off of each other that way. The body's a system, right? So you got to make sure everything's flowing properly. And the more fiber you can incorporate in your diet, the better. The easier your goals will be attained as well. So try and look for something around 5 grams of fiber or more, and that not only helps you with your actual goals, but it drastically reduces health problems as well. So that's something to look for. Last thing on the list, check for the freezer aisle. Okay, I don't know why this is given a bad rap, but a lot of people think that the frozen food aisle is bad for you. Okay, it's one of those things that's just been given a bad rap. Frozen foods are not good. They don't have a lot of nutrition in them. Believe it or not, frozen foods actually contain some of the most nutrients than you know, other foods that are the same way but fresh, right? Fresh. So just to let you guys know, when they automatically make food and freeze it right away, they lock a lot of the nutrients into the food. Now, they do get locked in. You don't lose them in the process. And when you're buying fresh items, pretty much all that means is that they're not frozen. They're still on your plate days after they're harvested. So it's not like you're buying this food. It's sent directly to the grocery store immediately, and you're eating it with all these nutrients in it. It's sat for a while. It had to be put on trucks, get delivered to the stores, and then by the time you get it home, put it on your plate. It's been sitting for a long time. So frozen food is not the worst idea, okay? Nutrients get locked in. They do it immediately. And whether you're buying frozen fruit or whatever, don't worry about the fruit not having the same nutrients as it would if you were to buy it and just buy it fresh, that, you know, not frozen, and take it home and eat it that way. So that's basically it. A short little video telling you, you know, some healthy grocery tips. Like I said, it was on my newsletter, and I found this important. You know, it can help a lot of people out next time you go to the grocery store. Even if you take 1 or 2 of these tips, hopefully it helps you with some of the goals you're attaining in the long run. Okay, so Dan Ziccardi here again, and I hope you like my video, and contact me any way you can. You got my info, and you can give me a shout. Like I said, I'm more than willing to talk to anybody who wants to give me a shout, and I'll help you with whatever I can. All right, so I will talk to you soon, and until the next video, have a good one.